everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Dragon's Breath Minecraft podcast, recorded on December 17th, 2020. My name is Debbie Cat, and I am joined, as always, by Firestar.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the last episode. We got a bunch of great support on YouTube, the Discord server, and on a bunch of other platforms that just arrived, like Anchor, Spotify, and more.
I hope you enjoyed the last episode's discussion about Minecraft structures. Make sure to check it out if you haven't already. And this is kind of like the first real episode. We have a bit to cover, so let's just get into it.
Yep, sounds good. So what have you been doing in Minecraft the past week?
So a few of my friends, they started an SMP, and it was just kind of a normal SMP, like people just living in wooden houses that spawn. And then I joined the server. So basically, I just joined, I looted a bunch of chests, I killed a bunch of people, and then it basically just turned into a faction server from there. Me and my friend The Great Bacon formed a faction called Blood Nation, and we have been working to get really good items. Also, people like Firestar here has actually joined our nation, and we're working on getting really, really advanced. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've done besides fighting in wars on that server. I've literally just been spending all of my time there. So what have you been doing?
I mean, I've been doing sort of the same sort of stuff. We've been doing a lot of wars, but we also, we have a villager training hall, an incredibly fast, I think it's 1 iron per second iron farm, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm also going to announce something that will be coming on all of our channels and probably Twitch for me relatively soon, which is Totemcraft. Probably not the final name, but anyway, it's a new hardcore kind of SMP, but also kind of not. Basically, it's a hardcore SMP. You have 1 life. If you die, you're dead. Well, that makes sense. Anyway, there's some interesting twists though, because every single week we're gonna have a challenge to complete, and if you don't complete it within the week, you die. Also, we have a custom advancement pack, and at the end of the week, whoever has the most advancements gets a reward. And finally, every 2 weeks, I think, we're gonna have a disaster or negative event that will affect the server and make it harder to survive. So yeah, it's gonna be a super fun server, big competition. The winner is gonna get Discord Nitro, so yeah.
Yeah, so
stakes are high.
Yeah, so I'm also hosting that, although I've done nothing, but I'm technically there. So yeah, also just about the thing before about the faction server, I've been live streaming it a bunch on my YouTube channel. I've been building a castle and stuff, and Firestar's had a stream on his Twitch channel. So if that sounds at all interesting to you, just go ahead and check this out.
Exactly.
So
should we move on into the news now?
Wait, one thing before we move into the news. Let's move on into the news. Let's go. All right, let's go.
Yeah. All right. So as for the news, there is actually a Minecraft Snapshot this week. Snapshot 20W51A. The last one of the year 2020, 51st week. The reason I say that is because I didn't realize snapshots were named like that until now. So the main addition is axolotls. You can find a full list of features on the Minecraft.net article that'll be linked in the show notes. But Dabby's just going to tell you a bit about the features of axolotls.
Yeah, so axolotls have been they were first hinted at in the first Minecraft show thing, where they told us what 1.17 was going to be about. And I think from the start, you either loved them or hated them. Personally, I think they're really, really cute, but a lot of people probably
Wait, who hated them?
I don't know. I mean,
wait, who?
So there's some bad people in this world, Firestar. There's some bad people.
That is correct. Anyway,
yeah.
continue.
So axolotls really like tropical fish, although this is not this might not be a permanent feature. Tropical fish or tropical fish buckets can be used to mate axolotls. Yeah, so axolotls will also swim around you if you're holding a tropical fish or tropical fish bucket in one of your hands, either your main hand or your offhand. When a player kills a mob that the axolotl was attacking or being attacked by, the axolotl will show its appreciation by granting the player temporary regeneration and removing any minor fatigue effects. You can pick up your axolotl in a water bucket and carry it around like a salmon or cod or tropical fish. Axolotls will always chase after squids and other kinds of fish. Axolotls are kind of like skittish, but they will attack the drowned and the guardians if you tempt them with tropical fish. They really, really like tropical fish, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously they are a water creature, and taking them out of the water will make it so they will start to drown, or anti-drown? I don't know what to call it. But basically, if they're out of the water for longer than 5 minutes, they're gonna start to die.
I feel like that's pretty cool because for the other like fish and dolphins and stuff, even dolphins, which are supposed to be able to like breathe above water, like as soon as they're on land, they immediately take damage. But I kind of like the feature that they can like survive out of water for like 5 minutes before they start taking damage.
Yeah, and also if it's raining, then they'll be fine there, because I think it's like technically called like drying up or something. So yeah, as long as there's any kind of water, they'll be fine. And also sometimes when they take damage, it'll like play dead, so it stops being attacked, which I think is a really cool feature. Yeah, so there's there's actually 5 varieties of axolotl. There are 4 common and 1 a very rare variety. They haven't actually in this snapshot, they haven't actually been added to like actually generate in the world yet, but you can just like spawn them in with commands or spawn eggs.
Yeah. Axolotls are awesome. I'm just going to tell you a bit about the other features added, and then we'll discuss the snapshot. So one of the awesome changes is bundles and shulker box will now drop their items when destroyed. And this might be a bit confusing, but basically what it means is if the item of the shulker box or the bundle is, say, burned, exploded, something like that, instead of just burning with all the stuff in it, it'll burn and then all the stuff in it will fly out. So for example, if you have a shulker box full of netherite, the shulker box will burn, but then the netherite will spill out and it won't burn. So that's a really cool change. I'm super happy about that. Onto skulk sensors, the eating start sound removed because it was kind of unnecessary with the eating finish sound, and I think it was causing a few bugs. They're now silent when they're waterlogged, which means you can use them in redstone and waterlog them if you don't want them to be detectable. And just a few parity changes with wool. If you walk on wool or if you throw wool, it doesn't make vibrations anymore. There's also a new game rule, players sleeping percentage, 100 by default, and it sets the percentage of players which must sleep to skip the night. Setting to 0 will mean when one player is always enough to skip the night. Setting above 100 will prevent skipping the night. So that's just super cool because, like, I don't know, it's just like, it makes it so you can have one player sleep without using a data pack, and you can probably do it in Bedrock Edition as well, which doesn't have as many data packs and stuff. So yeah, that's super cool.
And another thing about that feature is you can also, I mean, I don't really know much about this, but I assume you can set it from a range from 0 to 100, which will affect how many players you need to sleep the night, which is another feature that I think is part of that.
So you can make it 50%, and then not everyone needs to sleep, but half the people who are online need to sleep.
Yeah.
So there's a full bug list on Minecraft.net, but 2 bugs. 1, netherite doesn't burn in containers anymore, which I talked about before. And 2, the candle cake duplication glitch, which I talked about in my first Snapshot video, and I was actually, I think, the first person who discovered it and made a video about it. It's gone now, but whatever. We had a good run with that. So anyway, let's talk about the axolotls and snapshots.
Whoa! Yeah.
So, you can go first. What do you like or dislike about the axolotl?
So, I like the axolotl. Don't get me wrong. I like it. My one problem is that it's not a cat. But then again, it's pretty good. As far as not being a cat goes, it's pretty good. It's kind of like a water cat, except actually useful. I don't know, I think it's really cute. I like the feature about it playing dead. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm actually just gonna have to load up an instance of new snapshot and try that out right after we're done recording this because that sounds really cute. But yeah, I'm honestly just like, I'm pretty happy with the axolotls. They're cool. Yeah, PogChamp.
I totally agree. I love the fact that there's like 4 common ones and then there's the very rare blue variety.
Yeah.
It's sort of like with tropical fish where there's like, I think like 5 or 6 common varieties, and then 20% of the time they'll just spawn with a random pattern, color, and shape, which makes for like thousands of them. I mean, it's different, but I like there being like the common ones and then one blue rare one. That's super cool. I don't know about the fact that they'll attack other underwater mobs if you come with them, because in hindsight it's a good idea, but then again, like, when have you ever, like, in the update Aquatic, you're supposed to be able to do that with tridents. Riptide tridents are great. Loyalty tridents can be occasionally good, but like, when have you ever gone to an ocean monument and brought a loyalty trident? Like, never really. I don't know if axolotls are going to be like used like that, like they were shown in Minecraft.live. Minecraft Live. I was trying to say Minecraft Live and Minecraft.net at the same time.
Yeah, no, you're really bad.
Yeah.
Glad I mentioned
what do you? Is there anything you'd like change or add to the axolotl?
Well, first of all, I just want to point out how the yellow one looks like a canary. I just saying, I really like the yellow one. I think it's really cute, and I think, yeah. But what I would change about them? I'm not really sure what I would change. I think that, and I don't really know enough about them yet, because like we don't know where they're gonna spawn yet. Because like I don't know if they're gonna spawn in like only underwater caves or if they're just gonna spawn in oceans.
I would guess, I think it's announced that they're definitely gonna spawn in lush caves, possibly in other underwater features that are underground, and I would guess maybe warm ocean biomes, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I think that 5 variants is definitely like, they shouldn't add any more, because otherwise that might just become too big of a feature. But yeah, I think
I
honestly.
disagree.
What?
I actually kind of disagree. I think more variants would be nice. Like, sort of like with the tropical fish, maybe where there's a slightly different shape or pattern or color combination, and then you could collect the rare varieties. I think it'd be nice, but I don't know.
I feel like that, I mean, that would be fun, but then again, I feel like I'm not really sure if that's what I want in vanilla Minecraft, just because, I mean, I like having words are hard, don't judge me. I like that there's multiple varieties, but I don't think there should be too many varieties, because, I don't know, I feel like that would just kind of become the overarching feature of the axolotl, and I don't think that's what they're going for.
That makes sense.
But whatever. Yeah, I don't think I would change anything, though. What do you think you would change?
I honestly kind of like them how they are. I feel like it'd be cool if they were, like, when the pandas were being added, they sort of, like, they had different personalities, and everyone was super excited about that, and it didn't really amass to anything. But I feel like it'd be cool if axolotls, like, had different, like, not personalities, but moods. So, like, maybe sometimes they're in a hunting mood, and they'll go and hunt fish, and sometimes they're in a super playful mood, and they'll just, like, dance around you if you're underwater. Like, that could be super cool. But yeah, I'd say they're pretty cool.
They should have. Okay, no, I shouldn't say that.
Okay.
Don't get canceled, Dabby Cat. Don't get canceled. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that's a good thing. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So now we're gonna wait. Sorry, did you have something to say?
Tomato pancake. All right. Yeah.
Okay. So now onto the feature of the week segment. So it's for the first time. So remember to join the Discord, link in the description if you want to vote for the feature of the week and to talk to the hosts, guests, and fellow listeners. The theme for this week was items, and the options were the rabbit's foot, the poisonous potato, and the snowball.
And ladies and gentlemen, get ready. And the winner is, drumroll please, Snowball! Yeah, so the Snowball item won with 7 votes. Very, very close to the rabbit's vote with 6 votes, and the poisonous potato with only 3 votes. Snowballs can be obtained by breaking snow blocks or snow layers, by killing snow golems, or in the chests of snowy villages.
That was saying the word snow a lot. 4 snowballs will craft a snow block. They can be thrown similarly to eggs and ender pearls. They'll deal damage to blazes, and no damage, but some knockback to pretty much all other mobs. However, they have no effect on players or endermen, since endermen don't get an effect.
They dodge. They're too speedy. Yeah, sorry.
Fun fact about endermen: even if they have no place to teleport, then projectiles just bounce off of them. They still don't do anything.
That's interesting.
Anyway. They can be used to destroy end crystals, and they can also be fired out of dispensers.
Okay, so now let's talk about how we could improve snowballs, because to be honest, they're not the most interesting item right now. So if you could change or improve snowballs in any way possible, how would you do it?
So I have a few changes. None of them are that creative. We'll try to think of more creative stuff for the next weeks, but one thing would be great is if they could deal knockback to players like they could in 1.8. I don't know why they're moved out. I get that it's a bit overpowered for PvP sometimes, but I feel like it makes sense. Like, you should be able to actually have a snowball fight. I think it should deal damage to all fiery mobs, not just blazes. Maybe magma cubes. I don't know, zombified piglins don't burn, so maybe them too. What else is there? Well, anyway, I think they should maybe melt or like evaporate and make particles in like the nether and in
deserts and
hot biomes, maybe. Yeah. And I think now that they have a new freezing effect with the powder snow, it should maybe occasionally give them a bit of the freezing effect. Then like a snowball fight could be like super fun if you're like, maybe your goal is to like, I don't know, maybe you're throwing snowballs at, like for a mini game, maybe you're throwing snowballs at someone and you're trying to kill them with a bow, but they're constantly dodging. So if you can freeze them so that they slow down, then it'll be easier to hit them with a bow or something like that. That could be super cool.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you a question. When was the last time you had used a snowball in the latest version without meaning to like, except for to like craft a snow block or a snow layer?
I mean, I do occasionally use them in the dragon fight, and occasionally to fight blazes, but like really,
they're really
never.
just not that useful, exactly. So I think that they had a good thing in 1.8. I think that was good, because like snowballs, they're never going to be very interesting on their own, except the one thing you can do with them is have snowball fights. So why did they take away like the only actual fun feature of the snowball? I just don't understand. So I think that they should bring back the snowball does a bit of knockback. I think that it should like occasionally do half a heart of damage, so that like you could actually like have a snowball fight if you wanted. Or maybe there could be like a game setting where you could like change if snowballs do damage or not. I think that would be pretty fun. So like, if you wanted,
it could be done through the freezing effect. Like if 1 out of every 10 times it does the freezing effect for half a second, it could deal a bit of damage.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say as well. It should also give you the freezing effect for just like a really short amount of time. And if like you keep getting barraged by snowballs, then like it'll keep the freezing effect up. So yeah, I think that honestly the damaging mobs, I think that snowballs, I don't really think that they should damage mobs, because if you think about it, throwing a snowball is just not going to do anything. But I do like how it knocks them back, and I think they should, actually wait, is that even a thing? I don't even remember. But I think that it should still do knockback, but it doesn't even have to do damage. I mean, if they make it do damage to players, then they should probably make it do a little bit of damage to mobs as well, because that would just make sense. But I don't think that that's, I would never just use them against a mob. That just doesn't seem like a good use of snowballs.
Yeah, I just thought they should maybe deal damage to the other fire mobs since they do it to blazes.
Yeah. So that's kind of all my ideas for snowballs. I think that also maybe it's just because it's like it's close to Christmas or the winter holidays right now for us as of recording. So that's cool, and I'm just kind of thinking about that stuff. But if you could like use it to make like a little snow globe or even a snowman besides the snow golem, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. Just for the feature of the week, make sure to join the Discord server. We'll be cycling through items, mobs, structures, blocks, stuff like that. So make sure to go there if you want to vote.
If you want to have a say in what happens in these episodes, just join the Discord server. Just please, why not? There's literally no harm in doing it.
Exactly.
It'll be linked in the description or show notes.
And you can also leave feedback. I mean, you can also do it in our email, but you can leave feedback and questions that could end up on the show. Just for the feature of the week. Honestly, you could always vote for your favorite features, but I think it's the most interesting to vote for the features that are like the most useless. That's why I put the poisonous potato up this week. So yeah.
Because we could talk about how we would change it and stuff.
Exactly, and how we could add functionality to it. So, Dabby, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so, I'm a sleepy Dabby cat. So anyway, now on to the main discussion of this episode. So by now we've seen, actually, I can't even believe this, we've seen 5 Caves and Cliffs snapshots, which feels like we just made like our first video about it like the other day. But yeah, over the course of the last 7 weeks, we've seen 5 different snapshots, all of which have given us a taste of what the future of this update will look like and the style they're going with and just what kind of stuff's going to be added. So now we're going to be generally talking about what we think so far, about all of the snapshots and about 1.17 in general, and what we predict and hope Mojang adds in the future.
Awesome. So I wrote down a list of the main features that have been added so far. I didn't write actual all down since we kind of already talked about them, and just let me know if I missed anything. But so what do you think so far? Let's just go down the list. What do you think so far about geodes?
I think that they're kind of lacking, to be honest. I think that they're a good idea, but no, they're not. I mean, I like that they have the amethyst blocks and the amethyst crystals and the calcite in the top. I think all of those are nice blocks, but I don't think that they should
That's
actually.
That's literally everything there.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I just don't think that they should be in the form of a geode, because how it works is like, I don't know, it's just, you can't actually get large quantities of them. And the geodes are pretty common. But I think that either they need to just improve the geodes a bit, or just give us a way to get those blocks in a different way.
I agree. I think they're great. I love the generation. I think there's 2 options they can go with to get us those blocks faster. And I mean, the amethyst blocks you can get from making an amethyst farm, so that's not a problem. It's the calcite and the tuff that we're talking about here. And one thing is, at one point they had a screenshot showcasing what the generation of things like diorite and andesite and granite would look like in the future instead of those little blobs. And there was a screenshot, and it was very far away, but it seemed to possibly have tuff in it. So one way they could go is to make tuff just another one of those. But I feel like it's nice if it's at least partly unique to the geode, so I think instead it should be craftable, because diorite, andesite, and granite are all craftable. And just purely based on what they look like, I think 1 amethyst shard plus 1 andesite should make a tuff, and 1 amethyst shard plus a diorite should make calcite. And then maybe add something that's similar to granite, so you can do that too, and it's not just 2 of the 3, but it wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, we actually talked about this a bit off camera, or off recording or whatever. But yeah, I don't think that they necessarily need to add another granite type block. I don't think that palette really needs another block. I mean, I would welcome it, because that'd probably fit pretty well into the steampunk kind of build, but I really don't think that that's what they need to add. So yeah, I agree though, because like that would make it so you actually have a reason to build an amethyst farm rather than just like getting one amethyst for a spyglass and then leaving. Because like that would provide an easier way to get the calcite and the tough blocks as well as an actual use for amethyst. So Mojang, if you're watching, subscribe to that account on YouTube and add that,
Yeah. How about copper? I'll go first on this one. So for copper, I love it for building. I think it's a great block. I'm not a huge fan of like the border around the edge that you can also see in smooth stone and iron blocks and stuff. It can kind of break up a palette, and in texturing, but I can get past that. I love it. A lot of people don't like the fact that the fully weathered is just very similar to prismarine and to warped wood, but I honestly love that palette, so I'm fine with that. I think that it works with things in all sorts of stages. It works super well with like the normal copper. Like I've seen a lot of uses for it, but one that looked really cool was a cave that was made out of granite, not at all weathered copper, dripstone blocks, and the pointed dripstone. And I feel like that actually worked really well in a palette together. And we were trying to figure out what went well with the dripstone blocks. I think that's one of the things. My only struggle with copper is how hard it is to get. And I know they're going to be adding more strategy to mining, making it probably easier to find. If you find one vein, you can find another somehow. I don't fully know how that's going to work. But I feel like you can make a gold farm, you can make an iron farm, you can make a redstone farm, coal farm, basically everything except for diamonds.
Even an amethyst farm now.
Yeah. I feel like they should add some sort of way to farm it, even if it's hard.
Yeah, so my idea for... Wait, can I talk about that for a second?
Sure.
So I think that... So they're going to be introducing the Warden pretty soon. And I think that maybe they could either have that be farmable in some way and have that drop copper, or maybe not even have another mob that drops copper, like we have with most of our farms, but just like some other way to farm it. Because I agree with Firestar, it's just a bit of a pain to get, especially if you want to use a lot of it, which I want to use a lot of it. So.
I totally agree, but I don't know about the Warden. They said that they don't want the Warden to necessarily be something you kill, so they don't want it to drop anything useful. They definitely don't want it to be farmable. They said, in fact, in the Ask Mojang video, that it's either probably going to add nothing or just add a trophy item. I agree, but I don't think Wardens are the way to get farmable copper.
Yeah, I mean, when I said Warden, I kind of meant just like, and just a new mob. But I don't know, that was just the only thing that came to mind. Maybe axolotls. That wouldn't really make sense though. I don't know.
No, that would not make sense, and I don't want to make a farm to kill axolotls. Like, the furthest into cute mobs that I'm willing to farm is like a squid farm or something. I'm not going
Firestar. On our SMP, explain your collection of cat heads, and then repeat what you just said.
I didn't make a cat farm. A cat wandered into my sword.
You killed them!
You
beheaded them! You just decapitated them! And then you're talking about not wanting to kill cute animals. No, you don't. You don't get to talk about that. No.
They walked into my sword. I didn't touch them. They walked right into my sword. So how about candles?
Candles! See? Wait. Can I just talk about copper really fast? I like copper. Copper is cool. I really, really like copper for building. It's really cool. I like it. I like how it weathers. I like it. Okay, cool. Candles! See? Me gusta. Candles are... I like them. I think that they're actually gonna... Just like for kind of just like a normal kind of medieval-ish. Not even very medieval. Just like a kind of rustic kind of house. They're just gonna be such a good interior decoration. And also you can use them as things that aren't candles. Like... Our friend Woofy actually made a cool build where he used an end rod with I think a gray or black candle on top of it, and it looked like just like a sword stuck in a stone. And I think that was really cool. So I think that I like how you can use candles in really creative ways. They're cool.
I totally agree. I loved it when sea pickles were added, but because of the texture and it doesn't have that many uses, I'm always down for new light sources though. I love candles. It's the first dyeable light source. It could be cool if like, you know how Soulfire makes blue light? It could be nice if the dyed candles sort of made like shadows of like colored light, and who knows, maybe shader packs will introduce that. But that could be super nice, but honestly I love candles, I'm fine with them.
Yeah, I think that might be a kind of a texture pack thing to have the candles provide different light. I don't know if that's something that Mojang would want to add.
I guess it doesn't make that much sense because it's the wick of the candle that's burning, not the wax. Like the wax isn't what's making the fire.
Yeah.
I think. Actually, I don't know how candles work. I'm dumb. Anyway, for dripstone, I love the new cave generation, and I can't wait to see it in huge caves. I love how like the dripstone blocks like make a giant stalactite when put together. I think I like it. I feel like they should be able to be farmed somehow. I think dripstone should be able to grow, maybe very slowly, because I mean that's how it works in real life. Like they grow like an inch every year. It shouldn't be that slow, but like sort of how copper is quite slow.
Every real life year, it'll grow one block. Good idea.
No, but I feel I love the fact that you can now farm lava. It's so nice. Oh my god. Don't even get me started.
Farm. Oh yeah, no, that's stupid.
Because like now if you want to make a lava moat, you don't have to like grab a shulker box of buckets and bring it to the thing.
I mean, I just drink a potion of fire resistance, leap into a lava lake, and fill an inventory up with buckets. But you know, maybe some people just aren't as clever as me. Yeah. I like
but the
okay, you can keep going. I don't care.
Sorry. And you can even do the same thing with water, which is nice because even though you can do an infinite water source of water, it would be nice to just have a farm where you can just fill up shulker boxes full of water buckets if you wanted to make a waterfall or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like dripstone. They are teeth. They're quite literally just teeth.
That's true.
No, I mean, I do like them. I think they're I like them because they're a new kind of block that I feel like we haven't really seen anything like it. Because, like, I don't know, it's just so weird because, like, you place it and then you place one on top and it changes the one on the bottom. So you can just, I don't know, I just really, really like this block, and their connecting feature is super cool. I made, like, a cool wall design using the dripstone block and the dripstone. By the way, the dripstone block is, I think, a pretty underrated block. It looks really cool, I think.
It's strange, but I like blocks like that, which you don't first see it and you're like, that is going to be used in so many things, but you have to like sort of be creative to figure out how you use it. I really like it. The pointed dripstone is also a great building block. I don't love how Minecraft has a pattern of just doing like the cross-section sprites for things like that. I kind of wish it was like a bit more rounded and not just like you know what I mean by like that cross-section that you can see on flowers and grass and plants and stuff like that. I kind of wish they started to steer away from that for certain things. I think it's fine for plants, but for dripstone it'd be nice if it was a bit more rounded.
Yeah, I actually kind of just like them how they are. I wouldn't personally change that, but I wouldn't mind that change. Okay, so now skulk sensors / skulks. Woo! Okay, alright, it's my turn to go first. And I have no idea what I'm talking about because I don't know how redstone works. Yeah, PogChamp. But I think they look pretty cool. And Bacon says that they work well in redstone, so yeah. I think that they'll be super cool for making traps and stuff though, actually. Because you can just sense people, like, no longer do you have to have, like, the redstone or under carpet or, like, tripwires or any kind of, like, very, very obvious detection system. Because with this, you can actually make it so you don't have to, like, roleplay in order to get caught by a trap. You can actually genuinely just, like...
Especially now that if you waterlog them, the sculpt sensors are silent, and then you can't even hear it when it's being detected.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, even if you don't detect them, like, I kind of like if you just, like, heard them, and then you're like, oh no. And then you just get dropped into a pit of lava.
Yeah, sort of like when you're, like... set off a TNT trap and you hear this hissing and you're like,
exactly,
oh,
like you
gosh.
step on the pressure plate and you're like, oh god, and it's like the click and then the hissing, and then you're just like,
yeah, boom. I agree. Sculpt sensors.
And then you just say creeper. Oh man.
No. Yeah, sculpt sensors are great because they have like sort of the double use where they can detect how far away you are from them. And they can detect what sort of sound you're making. So like you could like, I don't know, I'm thinking of something like you have like let's say a building and there's a door on it and you're perfectly okay walking around the building, but it says do not open this door, and if you open the door you'll get blown up or something, because the sculpt sensor with a few comparators and stuff like that, you can detect exactly what signal strength is coming out, meaning if, say, it's 7 signal strength from a door opening where it's 1 from walking, you can walk and it'll be fine, but if you open a door, it won't.
I didn't even know about
super
that
cool. So yeah, it's super cool, and then with the distance away you are from it, it's super cool because you can use 2 using triangulation and figure out exactly what block the person's standing on. So I'm thinking of like a disco floor where like the block you're standing on will have the lights turning on, or like some sort of mini game where like the sculpt sensors detect where you're standing and drop an anvil where you're standing or something like that. Like that could be super cool. But yeah, I love sculpt sensors. We could have an entire main discussion about sculpt sensors. Dabby wouldn't know anything we're talking about, but I'd be happy.
Okay,
so yeah,
I think that they look like they should be in the end though, instead of in caves, just with how they look.
I kind of agree.
Would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like muffins. I am actually very, very sleep deprived. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so what are you? All right. Let's get some energy. Alright, oh Firestar, what are you excited for in 1.17?
Lush caves, cave generation, mountain.
I'm excited for the addition of muffins to Minecraft myself.
Gabby, that's 1.18. That's 1.18.
Oh yeah, no, the muffin update, that's all they added, muffins.
Yeah.
You spent 2 years.
And that's the final update to Minecraft ever.
Yeah, no.
Also.
They just like change every single texture and every single item to a muffin. And then they just abandon the game forever. Alright, sounds good.
Exactly.
They should
No.
Mojang, just saying, if you're looking to hire people, no, yeah, I think I legally can't work for you. But anyway.
Anyway, so in all seriousness, what are you excited for that'll be coming in the future snapshots and the full release?
I just kind of, I'm excited about the cave stuff. I mean, like, especially the lush caves look really cool. But I'm most excited about just, like, the new cave generation and the water generating at different Y levels. Also, I hope they, like, add more cave biomes, because that would be cool. But also, like, one of the things I'd be more excited for in the underground biomes are, like, I think that was last week, yeah, we talked about the possible addition of the oasis biome. I mean, it was obviously just a glitch, but if they actually decided to make that into a real thing, I would be very happy. Because I think overworld biomes, they're just so much more impactful than underground biomes, even if underground biomes are really cool. I
agree. I love the cave generation and how, like, even if there's only 3 biomes added, like, if there's like 10 types of caves and 3 biomes, then there's all of a sudden 30 different types of caves that you can find. The only thing is, I do hope that they add more biomes. Like, this is the longest cycle in a very long time of them creating an update. I think since Mojang was bought by Microsoft. And if they're spending so long on one update, I feel that they should definitely add more biomes. Like, I love the Nether update. I don't think the Nether needs more than 5 biomes. And I liked how they added the Basalt Delta, which completely caught us by surprise. But I still think that 3 or 4 biomes for the caves is not enough. Like, I feel like the caves should have at least half as many biomes as the overworld above ground does. Like, that could be so cool. And a lot of them, they don't even have to add that many new blocks and stuff. I'd be like, what about, like, I know there's lush caves, but like, what about like an underground jungle-y thing, or let's see, what else?
A muffin cavern where all of the master bakers have gone to just bake muffins in peace.
I was more thinking like an underground swamp. That could be cool. Like, it could correlate with the above biomes. It wouldn't have to, and I feel like that could be super cool. There was a data pack about it before, but yeah, that could be great. I'm also really excited for the mountains, like powder snow and I almost said pigs, goats are great. But what I'm most excited for is just the new generation and the taller mountains. And just for the caves and mountains, I really hope that they increase the world height. I know it might make performance harder, but like, I think 256 is a good height. I feel like it could be cool if they went down to negative y, at least 64. But the void is at negative 64. What if they made it so that some caves in the deep dark that were really deep down descended below void level, where you can still place blocks at this point, but you'll still take damage, and you need to like pack in really heavy gear or some sort of potion or enchantment that'll help you survive it. Like, wouldn't it be so cool if you're in a cave really deep down and there's suddenly to start taking damage from the void and you need to prepare? I feel like that could be really cool.
I'm gonna be honest, I was just thinking about eating that whole time and sleeping. But anyway, yeah, no, I was like, no, like the deep dark, that's a cool idea. I think that they should do more with that.
Did you actually not hear what I said?
No, I heard what you said for most of it.
So what do you think about that?
You were talking about blueberry muffins a lot. Those are pretty good. Okay, no. I agree. The deep dark would be cool. And goats. Yeah, I kind of forgot about goats, to be honest. But do you know what I'm excited for?
What?
The only good feature, the best feature coming to Minecraft 1.17. The glow squid! Woo! Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, no, literally, it's the most useless thing. Nobody's gonna care about it unless it adds a new light source, in which case it's actually gonna be worth our time. But anyway, yeah, no, I hate it. Don't add it. Why did you vote for it?
Yeah, come on, Iceologer Squad. Or Chillager. But
You know, actually, no, like,
so what?
Gran stole my idea that it should be called the Chillager, because if you see it, like, actually, like, literally, when I made a Twitter account to vote for the Minecraft mob vote, and then, like, I tweeted out that the Iceologer should be renamed the Chillager, and then nobody saw it because obviously, like, I made my account, like, 1 minute ago. But still, I was the first one to think of it. All of you are slow
I don't think you
losers.
were. I don't think you were.
I literally was. Who else
I
thought
think there
of
were
it
people
before me?
live streamed and said that. But anyway,
We were live streaming it.
We've sort of already kind of transitioned to this, but like, what are features that are maybe not necessarily announced or not confirmed, but that you're hoping for?
Yeah, no, more biomes. I want some overworld biomes. I want a new mob besides the axolotl. I think it's been a long time since we've had like a new. Actually, no, bees. I'm just stupid. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's like glow squid, axolotls, and wardens. I feel like something else in the deep dark could be nice, like a sort of like. I mean, the sculpts are kind of alive, but like maybe something that's like passive with the warden, almost like a little silverfish or something like it. But I don't know.
I think that yeah, with this new update, they should just add in a few new things, like maybe it related or maybe unrelated. Like, I think it'd be cool if they made a new potion, like the Turtle Master potion that they made in 1.13.
I was thinking void, something that helps
Yeah,
against void damage, like in the deep dark, like I was talking about before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they're actually gonna do with the deep dark though. It's like, but if they do that, then sure, that'd be cool. Or just like a random potion, like I'm not even sure, but like something like that. It could like give you weakness and, or I don't know. Or maybe it could like lower your health or something, or not even lower your health, but make it so like people do a lot more damage to you, but you do a lot more damage to them. Just some kind of potion, as well as a kind of enchantment, maybe. It could have.
Yeah, definitely enchantments would be great, but
yeah, just
be honest with
enchantments are so
yourself.
much fun.
Like, other than the Hunger Games, speaking of which, we'll talk about that next week. But like, when is the last time you or anyone else you know of has ever used a Turtle Master Potion?
Technoblade literally used it like 2 days ago in his live stream. He used it to literally 1v4 like 4 guys in full netherite armor, and he didn't take a single heart of damage. They're so powerful. And also on the faction server, we're trying to get them right now so that we can like wreck anybody in PvP. I think that they're actually like really useful.
What effects do they have?
So basically, it gives you slowness, which means like you can't really fight as much, but it gives you resistance, and that is so overpowered. But it gives you such a good resistance that literally, like, as Technoblade showcased, 4 guys in netherite armor and like netherite tools and stuff. Actually, I don't know if they had netherite tools, but basically they were just like attacking him, and they didn't manage to do a single half heart of damage to it.
Wow.
They're insanely powerful, and I think that they've been kind of underrated for a really long time.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. Anything else you're hoping for?
I know I did joke a bit before about like having muffins introduced, but honestly, like some new kind of food, or like craftable food or something, or maybe like a new villager profession, like a baker that sells like cooked food. I mean, not cooked food, but just like bread items.
A minor villager could also be cool. I think with food,
Yeah, so let's have another villager.
I think if they're gonna add more food, they need to revamp the food system. I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure when honey was first added in Snapshots, it gave you like, I think, a bit of saturation or something. I feel like it'd be so nice if like no food maybe was like steak and golden carrots and stuff. Maybe none of them were better than each other inherently, but maybe golden carrots give you a ton of saturation and beef gives you a bit of resistance or something like that. That could be
yeah, just like, so like, cause it's like right now you're just gonna be carrying around one kind of food unless like you don't have a good food source. But, like making it, even like adding a diet, like this is like in a few mod packs, and it might be a little too on vanilla, but making it so that you have to eat like foods of different kinds in order to like stay healthy. I think that's kind of cool to make you like eat more than one kind of food. But
that feels slightly modded, but then again, when amethyst geodes were first talked about, I thought that was very modded, and like crystals, so who knows, that could be nice. How about we talk about our predictions for the next few snapshots?
My prediction.
I'll go first.
No, my prediction is that I'm gonna go first, and then I'm gonna let you go first because I have no predictions. But then I'm going to predict that actually I do have a prediction that they were going to add lush caves and stuff, because that's what they're gonna add it. They're gonna add it eventually. I was hoping they'd add it this snapshot, but no, they added a freaking water. No, I like axolotls. I can't complain about axolotls.
I'm thinking so far they've shown us a little pattern where they sort of add the blocks for the biome before they add the biome. And they sort of add all the features and blocks and mobs before they... So for example, like if you loaded up a world in 1.17 right now, the only thing that would be different in the world are amethyst geodes. Like axolotls will exist, but they wouldn't naturally spawn. Same with dripstone, same with what else? Skulks. So my guess for the next snapshot is that they're gonna add drip leaf, trip leaf. Maybe azaleas, some sort of stuff for lush caves. Maybe some sculpt growths. I think they're gonna do that before they add the biomes in. Then maybe add the biomes into the game code, sort of like they did the dripstone caves. Then work on the generation of caves so they have all the shaping done, and then add in the biomes. So my guess is that they won't actually add in the biomes until at least like another month or two. I'm hoping they'll do generation the next snapshot, given that the next snapshot is going to be after winter break, and I'm pretty sure they said there's going to be no more snapshot this year, even though there's 2 more weeks this year. So they might just be taking a break, which I totally understand, but if people are still working on it, that means like 2 or 3 times the work on one snapshot, so that could be cool.
How dare they take a break from spending all of their time to offer us a bit of entertainment? How dare they? They're so ungrateful. No, Moe, I'm sorry, please don't, like, send your hitman after me. Wait, no, they're not in the mafia. I should just stop talking for anything I shouldn't say. Okay.
Do you have any predictions?
I predict... No. I mean,
Okay.
what you said, they're gonna eventually add, like, the lush caves and dripstone stuff, and eventually they're gonna add the generation, and hopefully they add some stuff that we weren't expecting, because, I mean, I like how they offer us the snapshots, but at the same time, I do like the element of just, like, loading up a new world and, like, not knowing what to expect. But yeah. So
yeah, that's super awesome. Before we close it out, I'm just gonna give you a tiny bit of a sneak peek of what we're gonna be talking about next week. So this weekend, Dabby and I are gonna be reviving the Hunger Games, which is an event that we only hosted once. We were planning on hosting it, I think, once every week for 3 weeks, and that would be a season, and then we do a season once every 2 months or something like that. So it's an event with hopefully 24 people if you can get enough people. Honestly, if you want to participate, just check in with us on the Discord server. And
we will probably say no. Warning. We will
That's not true. That's not true.
Actually,
Okay,
we
but
might
anyway.
say no. It depends. Anyway, we can talk about this later. We don't want to leak too many things. Like, we don't want to leak the fact that, like, we're gonna have 20 sets of full netherite armor enchanted with protection for
No,
a middle.
no,
we shouldn't leak anything like that. No, that would be bad.
But anyway, this weekend, Dabby and I are going to be using World Painter, Voxel Sniper, World Edit, and we're going to be making an entire. Yeah, that's this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to be making a new map for the next actual season. And if you want to see what the whole Hunger Games event is, Dabby Cat made a video about it. I never got around to doing it.
I did! It has like nearly 300 views, so come watch it, please. I would appreciate it. If it can get to 300 views, then I will officially say that I like to eat pizza muffins.
Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be making a new map. We'll be reviving the event. We'll be making a data pack to do. We're actually gonna be coding to do randomized loot.
Wait! I wasn't aware of this. No.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll do it. It's okay. So yeah. Let's just close it off.
All right. So that just about wraps up this episode of the Dragon's Breath Minecraft podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
All important links are in the show notes and description. Make sure to once again join the Discord server and check out the content we make, as it would really help us out.
Yeah, so that's all we have time for today. Please leave us feedback at dragonsbreathpodcast@gmail.com. All lowercase, no apostrophes, no spaces, anything. And I really sincerely hope you enjoy.
Make sure to join the Discord server and take a mint. Bye for now.